What's up YouTube and welcome to the Anabolic Outpost. If you are a fan of peanut butter, but you're not exactly a fan of its extremely high calorie content, you have come to the right video. I have constructed a peanut butter recipe that is going to be lower in calorie for you, but also higher in protein and also having the same consistency as regular peanut butter, and even with that, it is made with real peanuts after all. Hopefully this intrigues you and you are willing to try this peanut butter alternative recipe that could entirely replace regular peanut butter for you after you've tried this. And if you're not sold already, this stuff could be stored for many weeks at a time, so you could just make a big bulk batch and have it for yourself to use as a substitute for peanut butter for everything that you might use it for. This stuff is super quick and simple to make, so let me just show you the 4 ingredients that you will need to put this stuff together. The first ingredient to make this is going to be protein powder. Obviously, if you have a peanut butter flavored protein powder, that's going to work best for this recipe. I have vanilla and that works just as well too. And if you want to go crazy and have a different flavored peanut butter, you could do that as well and I'm sure it would taste just as good. The next ingredient is actually going to be powdered peanut butter. It doesn't matter the brand, whatever you could find that's cheapest works great. Moving on to the next ingredient, we have freshly ground peanut butter. This is the high calorie stuff, but we're only going to be adding a little bit and it makes a huge difference in trying to make this peanut butter as authentic as possible. And the last ingredient is going to be milk. This is going to smooth it all out and you could use whichever milk you like. I have fat-free milk here, but whatever you like is going to work great. To start this recipe out, we're going to go ahead and mix together the 2 dry ingredients, starting off with the protein powder. And for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to be making a very small batch. So if you want to make this in bulk to use throughout the week or even the month, just make sure to multiply by however much you're going to need. For the purposes of this tutorial though, I am adding in 32 grams of the protein powder. I'm now going to sprinkle in my second and final dry ingredient, which is going to be the powdered peanut butter, adding in 12 grams of that. Adding in both the powdered peanut butter and the standard peanut butter is a nice compromise in both flavor and texture. So when you could put it all together by adding in the protein powder and the milk, that makes the protein content way higher while keeping the calories low. And obviously your brain isn't going to be tricked that easily, but if you could get something that's as close as a 9 out of 10 to something that's a 10 out of 10, that's super comparable and also a nice compromise to be able to fix your cravings without getting off track on your diet. And by posting this recipe, I'm not saying that regular peanut butter or even powdered peanut butter is unhealthy or that there's something wrong with it. I still believe that there is a place in the diet for both of these, but having this alternative on top of that gives you a full spectrum of macros, and having these 3 options available to you is great to have variety, and they both have a place in your diet in the end. I'm now going to go ahead and add in the wet ingredients, starting off with the ground peanut butter, and I'm literally only going to be adding a tablespoon at 15 grams of the peanut butter. This stuff goes a long way and it makes a huge difference in replicating the actual peanut butter while being able to cut it with some other ingredients and not notice that much of a compensation in taste. And to put it all together and make it smooth, I'm going to add in 60 grams of the fat-free milk. And you've now got all the ingredients in this thing, and you could go ahead and hit it with a whisk and mix it all together. You do have to be extra careful to make sure that that clump of peanut butter is nicely broken up inside of your peanut butter. It's obviously pretty sticky and clumpy, but just bashing it with your whisk and taking that extra minute to mix it together is crucial to getting a smooth and consistent peanut butter texture. And if you do decide to make a bulk batch of this stuff, I recommend using an electric whisk. As I said, there is no compromise on texture and consistency, so this stuff is going to be extremely thick unless you want to give yourself a wrist workout. And here it is. This is the final product once I'm done mixing. I could flip it over on top of its head and it's not even going to budge. The batter doesn't even move one bit. At this point, I'm over-exaggerating and trying to get it to fall on the counter, but it does not want to move because this stuff is super thick, just like peanut butter should be. As you can see, I'm still spooning it out and trying to get it off of the spoon, and it's not going to want to even slide off the spoon. If you are going to use this stuff and put it in recipes, it is a 1-to-1 substitute with peanut butter. So whatever the recipe calls for, you could just treat this like it's regular peanut butter. But obviously the best part being is that it's macro friendly. And I have to justify my claims by giving you the macros for this recipe. I'm going to give you as is for the entire recipe what I've made here. It's going to have 32 grams of protein, 12 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of fat for a total of 270 calories. Far more voluminous than regular peanut butter, as 270 calories would be only like 3 or 4 tablespoons of the regular peanut butter. And with there being 1 tablespoon of that peanut butter in there, over a third of the calories in this recipe is coming from that 1 tablespoon alone. That explains why the fat content is a little high on this, but it is worth the compromise, because obviously, as you could see, it's much higher in protein. You could eat a lot more of this stuff for less calories than you would be with the freshly ground peanut butter. I want to reiterate that I am not against regular peanut butter or even the powdered peanut butter. This is just another alternative, and it is a great recipe to make at the end of the day when you want to switch it up and try something different with a different macro count than what you have been usually using. That's all I got for you today though. A fairly short video, but it was justified. It is a quick and easy recipe. Just throwing some stuff together, but it was still a very important one nonetheless. If you did have any questions though throughout this recipe process or how it was made, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that though, if you found this recipe tutorial helpful and delicious, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.